Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Well, everyone doing okay? Yeah, we've been distributing all night. Had a bit of a sale now, but the thing is, uh, now here's where it gets weird and interesting. Okay, inventory is short. Okay, inventory is almost 100% short, right? It's 99% short. There's maybe 48 contracts that have traded over the close. The whole thing is short, but we're getting sellers, right? We're seeing that sellers are marking the price down. So if you were a and it's been choppy. It's been choppy lower, choppy lower, choppy lower. If you can hold a short position, even though inventory was short, you were doing all right. You were doing all right. But let's see what happens when this kooky thing opens up. Now, as the markets start to open, let's see if we can correct inventory at all, or is it going to continue with this weird move down? I think looking at the chart, just pure looking at the chart, they're having to mark it down a bit because nobody wants to buy it over 76, 17. We've got inventory trapped long over that area, even though the overnight inventory rules say that inventory is short. Now, this is, I'll be quite honest, it's a pain in the ass because the rules say when inventory is short, you got a 60 to 70% chance of it going the other way, and that longs are favorable. But if you were going long this morning, you'd be getting stopped out, getting stopped out, getting stopped out in the chop. So we really want to let this market open up, right? Take your time this morning. There's no rush, right? There's no rush to jump in and just go, right? This is not one of those markets where you just want to just jump in head first, like a chicken with your head cut off. Let's take a look and see where the bids are, where the offers are, and see if we can make some sense out of this, right? Well, we have geopolitical news, but that's really, I'm sorry to kind of put a hitch in your giddy up, but it's not the news. The news is nothing, TBD. This market doesn't care about the news. Unless somebody launches a missile at New York, nobody cares about the news. And you've seen that. If you watch the morning session, and this is what I really, really can't stress this enough, and please watch the morning session if you're trading, because I go through some things and I talk about things that nobody ever talks about. Number one, right? Next week we have contract rollover. We have some massive short positions going into that contract rollover, right? You have short positions. And that's what's affecting the way price is. Not so much the news. The news is a great scapegoat, right? It's a great way to distract people because people who don't know about market structure, they have no idea what the news, like they're like, you can just tell them anything, they'll buy any bullshit you lay down, right? So you have massive short positions in this market because you have a cost basis here. So I'm not beating up on you, TBD. I'm just trying to get you into the facts, right? There's a position here. That position is being sold here. The people who are short here and who are trapped in position are bid to cover. And even though, you know, that's going on over the last 3 sessions, the lows have been getting higher. So we're going to watch the low today when we open. Do we take out the previous day low? And we have the mother of all bids right here. At 75.76, this thing is bid like, I don't know if you guys remember the 85 bears, right? The fridge is down here, right? And he's right in the middle of the line, and every time somebody bangs into him, it's not moving. So until we lose that bid, we're not going to get this. And when we do, we're just going to come back into this cost basis. Because there's a short trap here, right? And let's add insult to injury. Let me take out the exclude the evening sessions. There's a gap here that did not fill. There are gaps all the way down. There are 3 unfilled gaps in this market going into contract rollover. Okay? That is a problem because large traders who have to roll this contract over, I want you to see something here. Look at the new contract is 76.71. The new contract is 60 points higher than we are now. So if you are short going into rollover and into the end of the quarter, now I know it's the beginning of June, but it would behoove you, right, to go into that quarter with the least amount of physical damage to your testicles as possible. That's why the market's acting the way it is. They're trying to shut the suitcase, but the suitcase is not closing. Every time we get close to where there's a bid, it just, boom, it stops. Right? So, when the market opens, what I want you to do, we're going to open somewhere here. The natural reaction, the Super Bowl shuffle indeed, right? The natural thing to do is to go and test this overnight low at 76.02, okay? If we can't take out that overnight low, remember inventory is 99.99% short, which means it is the perfect short trap. If we can't take out the overnight low, or if we do a look below and fail of the overnight low, or if we do a look below and fail of the previous day low, that's going to open up the door and the buyers are going to come rocketing in. So be careful about that. We're opening up underneath these single prints, so those will be invalidated. They'll be filled. Okay? If we opened above 76.14, then those prints would stand, right? It's just, the reason is there's not a lot of selling today, right? It's just that there's not as much upward pressure from the buy side right now. So the market's kind of drifting lower over time. But when this thing opens up, if there's no supply under 7,600, for the love of God, be careful if you're short. okay? All you stubborn short sellers who love to blow up their accounts, that's a message for you, okay? You know who you are. You know, I'm short, I'm right, I'm a trading god. Oh crap, I blew up my account. Those people, if we can't take out the overnight low, don't say I didn't warn you, okay? Because it could get ugly real fast, okay? Just be smart, okay? Be smart about it, right? It's one of those markets that's ridiculously unforgiving. We're at all-time highs going into contract rollover with massive short positions underneath us. From a business perspective, that is not a smart thing to be short. So if you're going into a contract rollover and you know everyone's trying to cover, from a business standpoint, it doesn't really make sense to be short, does it? If you know everyone's coming in to buy because they have to roll over the contract to get out of the old one, to get into the new one, they're already starting to do that. They're trying to close off old business. So we're trying to take care of old business, right? You see, and that's the problem. That's a really good thing, Spikes, that you're saying. The trades that worked for you yesterday all of a sudden stop working for you today, right? That's not fun, right? And it happens. It happens all too often. And today at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Right? We're going to be talking about how to identify and adapt your trading to market conditions. So here we are. You see how it's ultra choppy here. The last hour, 2 hours have just been crap. See how we come down here? When you come down and the market bids, right? There is no seller underneath 6.5. So if you're buying these contracts here, right? If you're buying 8, 9, right? You're looking for upper movement because inventory short, right? Inventory short. I tried to buy some at night and I missed it. Damn it, right? So inventory short, you want to be long if you see a bid, right? We couldn't take out that stop, right? If you can't take out a lower stop, it's just going to turn and move higher, right? It's just going to turn and rip higher, right? Make sure you sell into strength, right? Don't take this for granted. There will be selling, right? The position is now here, right? Here's your position. We're going to take it and we're going to try and sell it above VWAP. The first stop's going to be VWAP. If we get over VWAP, then you want to be selling into that strength. Put some out at 14. See if they take you at 13 and 3/4, 14, right? Make a couple of points, get in, get out, get paid, get a coffee, right? There's 38 and 19 contracts that are long. Okay? Nice. That's why we get that movement up, right? Now we're going to pause at VWAP and we're going to backfill, right? We're going to pause at VWAP and we're going to backfill. When we backfill, look for the bid. Okay? When we backfill, look for the bid. There'll probably be a bid at 11.5 where we took this stop. See? Where we took the stop here, there will be responsive buying at 11.5. Let's see if we can get down there. Right? If we can't, what happens is the smart shorts come in here. The dumb shorts add. When those dumb shorts go to cover and they're short under 14, it's going to do this. Looking for that bid in the 11s. And if it doesn't hold 11, it'll come back down to position in the 8s. Right? There we go. We're back into that bid area. Let's see if it holds the 6s. So that's good. That's healthy. There was a seller at VWAP. Thank goodness. Because if there wasn't a seller at VWAP, we'd be up at frickin' 76.24 right now. So that's a good thing, right? Now let's see if we hold these lows. The opening bids were here. Are those bids still there, or are we going to come lower and test the 3s? That's what you'll be looking out for, okay? Wait for your trade. Don't be too eager to trade. Let the large traders find the low. Let them find that bottom, okay? So right now I'm waiting for a test of that overnight low. That's all I care about now. I'm not taking a trade until we go and try that overnight low out. Make sense? Nice work, ATL. There's no way I'm going to buy this here. Point of controls down here. There's a little bit of size. That is short covering before the overnight low. They're front running it. Just wait for your trade. It'll come. Let them come and let them tag that overnight low. So if you're short, Rags, that's a place where you'd want to put, you'd want to put some bids down here. Because if it hits that, it might pop quick, right? No reason to front run it unless you need to buy some size. But if you see it not taking out that overnight low and it starts coming back and taking out the eights and accepting back up here, then it'll rip back up. The problem with this market right now, the way it's trading and with this rollover and all this stuff, is that the order flow is not predictable, right? It's not predictable and it's not smooth, right? See how it's chopping around here and it's not really, it's not really clear? This is why I'm taking a very careful stance in this market. When is the order flow predictable? Aaron, when we have a more two-sided market. When we get a more two-sided market, the order flow is way more predictable. A two-sided market is buyers and sellers. Right now, we don't have a two-sided market because we're at all-time highs. All-time highs are one of the hardest markets to trade. The reason is the large traders, right, who set the sort of path for us, they are reluctant to put on any size, especially if you've had a good month, right? The last thing you want to do is screw up the month. You know what I mean? If you've had a good quarter, the last thing you do is want to screw that up. So you're very cautious and you won't put on a lot of size. You'll look after old business first, but you won't initiate any new business, right? And when you don't initiate any new business, that creates very, very choppy order flow like we're seeing now. Now we're finally taking out that low. Let's see if we do a look below and fail. If we don't get back up over 76.02, look for us to take out 7,600 and that 75.95 area, right? This is what you're waiting for now. And this is what I've been telling people. And I sound like the old guy who's always saying that the sky's falling, but these markets are going to get incredibly difficult to trade over the next, I'd say definitely 2 years. They're going to be much more difficult to trade, right? Good trade, Howard. There you go. You waited all day for it. You got it. Nice. Well done. Right? You really want to let these guys sell the thing out, find a bid, go sideways, and then reclaim a level. There's no sense trying to be the first guy in, right? A hero ain't nothing but a sandwich in this business, right? There's no rhyme or reason to try and be first. This is why I teach you guys that 5-step method, so you stick to doing the same thing every day, so you're not trying to chase, like the song says, don't go chasing waterfalls, right? We want you to keep things simple. You have a certain framework within that you take trades. If the trades don't fit in this box, you're not interested. Don't go chasing stuff. Why will it become more difficult? Jimmy, because we're at all-time highs. There's a contract rollover because the business is changing, Jimmy. The business is changing. Remember what I just said about those large traders not being indecisive? That is why it's changing, right? Oh yeah, the PDT rule is going to change. They have legislation coming that's going to change order flow. That's why Jimmy. Remember yesterday you were kind of going here and there and everywhere. You're jumping all over the place, and I was trying to get you back to earth. Remember? Because I want you to really focus. Yeah. So don't worry about the PDT right now and all of that. Right? We need to bring you back. We need to get you back on the farm. Right? Don't think about anything else. Okay? Here we go. What did I say? We're going to check out that previous day low, and we're dropping into that previous day low. Let's see if that 95 bid is there. Jimmy, you got to stop letting your mind drift all the time because it's just going to fuck you up. Excuse my language. Right? Stop reading news. Stop, looking at things that don't fall into what I taught you. Good. Good. Nice. Right? Let them come in and find the bid. Let them come in and find the bid. When they find the bid, I'm looking for a look below and fail of 87 and 3/4, just using our cost basis, right? Ah, okay. There's a lot of shorts who are trapped going into the end of the quarter. So what we're trying to do now is see if we hold that 87. That is 4 times cost basis. There'll be a few bids here. But if you're buying 88, 90, that kind of thing, make sure you get your sell orders out, okay? Because it looks like it's just dropping because of a lack of buying, not because there's a ton of selling, right? This is healthy. If this area breaks, I'll be looking for bids at 75, 76. That's the big level for me. 75, 76 is where I'll be looking for decent sized buy orders. Okay? That's good. You see, Rags, this was the only thing that we had. Right? Inventory was short. That was the correction to overnight inventory. And then boom, straight down. So way to hang in there. That's good. That's good. Right? And now we are in 8 times discount. So where it stops, nobody knows. Do not try and buy the dip now. Right? I'm not short. I'm not really on the ball today. I've been doing a lot of work with AI and stuff. So I really haven't traded very well or at all today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chill, wait till this thing finds the bid, and then look for a trade. Let it sell. Let it sell off. Where's that 76 level? Let's look for bids at 76. There's 75 and a half. There we go. Right where I said. That's where that bid's going to come in. So Jimmy, I sent you that doc again, right? I send you that document again. That's going to be your Bible now. That's all you're going to look at. Okay? Yeah, statistically it's hard to get away from 3 standard deviations. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Okay? Yeah, I wouldn't be shorting. I'm long a little at 77, just a couple of contracts and small size, like 3 contracts, and I'm out here. Okay? I've been waiting for that 76 trade all morning. So we looked under 76. When it came back up, I bought 77 and I sold it immediately. I held the trade for 2 minutes while I was typing to Jimmy. Okay? Get your sell orders out. Do not wait for an invitation, okay? So we told you where that bid was going to be. We said that we're looking for that 76 area. And look, there it is. There's that 76 area. We just came right into it. And there you go. Well said, LC. Business reasons for trades only. Okay? Sorry, I'm just right. So if you are long, make sure you sell into strength, my friends. Right? We're at 87 and 3/4. There's going to be a natural seller there, right? There will be sellers. The size traders will have bought quite a bit down there in the 76s, 77s, and they'll be taking contracts off here. Okay? If I was long size, say I bought 100 contracts between 77 and 80, I'd be gone by now. And that's all you need. Now I understand what you're talking about, Jimmy. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to get people to focus because this is one of those markets that if you don't focus, you're going to get your ass shut off. Right? It's very unforgiving. This is a market that you really, really have to focus. It's okay. And you know what, Jimmy? There's sometimes when I'll take a couple of trades, I get stopped out, and I go, oh my God, my concentration is shit. And you guys will hear me say it in the room. I'll be like, oh my God, my discipline is off. My concentration is off. I'm going to just kind of sit and watch for a while, right? And try and get my discipline back. And it's good to be aware of that stuff. Because if you're not aware of that stuff, things can get ugly really quick, right? Things can get really ugly really quick. So we really want to make sure that we don't, you know, we don't take things for granted. It's so easy to take it for granted and next thing to be like, oh, where'd my account go, right? And that's why I am so, like, I seem like a bit of a hard ass when I talk, but I've just seen so many people blow up accounts and all of that. I know what we're in for, right? I mean, I've only been around 34 years, right? So I know what's coming, right? If I was long at 87, my sell orders would be here. My sell orders would be 89, 91, 93, right? But I would wait until, because I know they're going to sell into it at 87. So the look below and fail of 87 is going to take a little bit of time. Why? Because they're long inventory from 80 and 76. And they got to get rid of that first before we can continue upwards. So you're getting ready for that look below and fail, but it still hasn't failed. I wouldn't take it until we cleared the 90s, right? We got data? Oh, hey, Zeth. Good to have you back. Thank you. So this is exactly one of those times where we got to kind of just chill and wait. We're going to be doing a lot of that chilling and waiting. And I know people hate waiting. People hate to wait. I get it. Waiting sucks, but it has to be done. Especially with these animals out there and their algos, and they're capitalized and they're predatory. And I'm not talking market makers, I'm talking size prop traders. You know, they're out there and, they're telling you you don't want to get caught in their jaws, right? You really don't want to get caught in the jaws of big prop traders and their algos. It's just, it's ugly. See how it's kind of farting around here? Let it. I like a market to kind of clean out the suckers before I take a position. It's starting to creep back up now. Starting to. Not yet. Psych. This is a little distribution. We're selling all the cheap crap we picked up from 76 up, right? Got to lighten the load a little bit, right? Nobody wants to run around with too much inventory. There we go. You want to be long 90, 91. Let's see if it comes back and tests it. And if it does, you can take the trade again. It's going to feel like you're paying high, right? It's going to feel like you're paying more, that you're late for the trade. But what you're letting it do is you're letting it clean out those sellers at that 91 standard deviation. So wait till it comes back and see if it holds that 88, 90 area. Take it, buy a little bit, and put your sell orders out, right? Because you know there's going to be a seller here, right? Everything that we talked about the last couple of months, just reinforce those good habits, right? Just keep reinforcing good habits. Nice work, ATL. Hey, Marky, what's going on? How you doing? Okay. See, there's a seller there. Let's see where they stop selling. Give it some time. If you miss a trade, don't worry about it, right? The top of the previous 1 minute candle on the left is exactly. Animal, you want to front run that area a little bit, right? You want to front run it. You want to, if they're selling at 94 half, you go 94 quarter. Always undercut that seller. Okay? If they're selling at 94, you go 93 and 3/4. If they're selling at 93 and 3/4, you go 93 half. Got it? Always front run the seller. Okay? I don't recommend front running buyers unless you're a size trader. I think if front running the sellers is a smart thing to do, let the buyers establish price. Let buyers establish support, right? You can front run the sellers because you're closing a position, right? When you want to front run buyers is when you're short. See, front running for retail is when you are closing positions. Front running, it's not for initiating because your risk is less when you're closing a position. Does that make sense? When you're closing a position, you're taking profit. Go ahead and front run. When you're initiating a position, you're taking on risk. There's no reason to front run. Right? I bought 91, I'm selling 93. Just micros now. I'm not really, I don't know, I'm having trouble with my eyesight. Oh, no, I should wear my glasses. That'll help. Oh, hey, yeah, that makes a difference. I just got these glasses. I keep forgetting to put them on, and I keep going, something's wrong with my eyes. Well, maybe if you wore your glasses, you idiot, you wouldn't have trouble with your eyes. God damn. When did I become a fossil, eh? Oh, my goodness. Oh. It's like, why is everything so fuzzy? I'm missing trades. Oh, yeah, I bought these glasses. I completely forgot. Leaping lizards, I tell you. It's getting old is for the birds. It really sucks. Oh, boy. Blood pressure's up? Yeah, get off the screen. Go do some yoga. Oh, this will make you guys laugh while we're dealing with this chop. Today's the first day that I had something called matcha. And boy, that was an experience. Dear Lord. Why does everything is supposed to be good for you? It was brutal. And my girlfriend says, "Don't say anything bad about it." It's like a religious thing. I'm like, "Oh, okay." I don't know. It was not pleasant. I was enlightened, that's for sure, man. Holy crow. I don't know. I'll just have a coffee. Thanks. Okay, back to work. Yeah. Don't say I don't try new things. See you, TBD. Have a good one. Let's see what these idiots do next here. Let's see if we can get anybody to come in and pay more for it. It was nice to see some liquidation. Healthy, Finally see a bit of a seller. It's good. It's healthy to see selling. Hey, S spills back. Alrighty. Starting to run out of buyers. We're going to push it back down to 87 3/4. This is typically like for me. This is where I'll take a break. If you trade the open, take a bit of a break after the open. Relax a little bit. Let's see what we do next. You know, the thing is, always remember between trades, relax a little bit. That keeps the stress level down, keeps you from taking bad trades, right? Just nice and chill. It'd be nice if we get some two-sided trading this month. Frankly, I'm really tired of new highs. Okay. Now we have these sellers here that are right at just underneath 94. So remember, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have a session in the room. Let me type this out here. We will look at chart patterns. Also how to look for and adapt to when markets change. And it will be recorded. There we go. We're starting to race by those sellers at 94.5. Where's the next stop going to be, right? Next stop will be up here at 7,600. So we have position, position. If we can hold 94, that's where we're going to go. And remember, we got to get across that previous day high. I mean low. Previous day low. That's what we're looking for. It's kind of quick. You had a good short, Rags. Well done. Now, if we stick that previous day low, it's going to do a couple of things. Remember when these markets liquidate, two things happen. The first thing that happens is we flush out a lot of longs, right? And the shorts come in and cover. Wholesale builds positions on top. And the people who short here, and short here, when they go to cover, you'll get that big move back up to VWAP. So another trade is to stick the previous day low, put your stop underneath 93, and let it work up. But there's going to be some selling at 6,700, 7,600 and 7,601, just so you know. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to leave you guys a little bit early today. Try and conserve my voice so I can do the next session at 11. Those of you who are interested, please come into the tradingsyndicate.org. We'd love to get a chance to show you how it's done. Really looking forward to that. If you've just joined the room, please reach out to me if you're having any issues or trouble. We're there to help. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to cut out a little bit early, just rest my voice a bit. I'll be back at 11 a.m. The Zoom link will be posted in the room. And the session will be recorded, so you guys will be able to see it right away. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Still trying to get, my voice is still not back 100%. I still sound a little weird. So I've just been, trying not to overdo it. Enjoy your matcha, exactly. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in about 45 minutes. Bye for now. Thanks, everyone.